Good, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Carla from the Learn English by Speaking English show. I had to think a moment because I've been doing shows all morning, but you guys are so very important to me, so I wanted to be here for you also. And we are here to speak in English with you. Today we are on YouTube. I will be sharing to Facebook in a moment, and I want you guys to come and join me. And if you want, even like my YouTube channel, Gigglefest University, I will remind you later because when you come to GiggleFest University, you get all kinds of content in English. You wouldn't get anywhere. You get my interviews, you get mind pour, you get everything there. So definitely think about subscribing to that. Having said that, I am so lucky to have my master storyteller with me today. And Lee, when you're sharing out, just share out as well. Once I have it shared out, once you share it out like you would normally do on the show. And I will remind everyone. Remember, the very simple rules. One, you must if you're a boy, you must have your camera on. And number two, you must be dressed appropriately. If you are not dressed appropriately, like Lee has a really nice shirt on, I don't know what he's wearing under the shirt. I really don't care, but be nicely dressed. Number two, do not open up your mic until I give you permission to do so. The reason being, we want to be able to hear everyone very, very clearly. And Lee, I love what you're doing right now. Number three, remember you're not in bed, you're in a classroom. So you must sit up straight like Lee is doing now. I need more co hosts like you, Lee. And number four, I forgot what is number four. I will remember as time goes on. And right now, what I'm going to do is let Lee introduce himself, and he's going to tell a story while I get the YouTube show onto my regular program. Hold on, people.
Okay, this is very exciting. Okay, hopefully everybody can hear me. And anyways, I should introduce myself for those of you who don't know me. My name is Lee Weissman. I'm here just outside of Washington, D.C., and I've been invited to come and hang out with you and to tell a story to kind of kick us off for today. So I will tell you a story. So once upon a time, that's how
Lee,
all, yes?
Lee. Give a better introduction. You are such a great, and this person must go because he is in bed, number one, and he is not dressed in a way that I would expect someone to be dressed. So I'm putting him in the white room. Go
Okay.
on.
Okay, a better introduction. I don't know what else to say. I have been a teacher for many years. I'm Jewish. Probably some of you have never met a Jewish person before, but I'm one of those. Um, and I live here in Washington, and I tell stories. So I'll tell you a story. And this is actually a story about a rabbi who is a religious teacher, and somebody once went to see this rabbi, and he was honestly very skeptical. He had heard that this rabbi was very wise, and so he went to, on that recommendation, he went to see this rabbi. And he and the rabbi were walking in a garden, and a leaf fell from a tree and fell over a little snail that was on the sidewalk. And so the rabbi turned to the man and he said, "You know," says, "everything in the world that happens, it happens because of the will of God, and everything in the world has a message for us. Everything that you experience has a message for you." And this man thought to himself, "Okay, so what's this message?" He says, "This shows you that God protects you. You know, even if you're as small as a snail, God protects you." And the man thought to himself, he said, "This is ridiculous. Yeah, okay, you know, things happen, accidents happen. It's ridiculous to think that everything in the world has a lesson to teach you. It's silly. It's really very silly." But you know, he spent the afternoon walking around the garden with this rabbi, and he left and he thought, "Okay, the guy, you know, he taught me something kind of silly. What can I do?" So he walks outside and he sees that there's a man whose cart has broken down, and the cart the cart is completely broken, and the man is standing in the mud, and he's trying to lift up this cart, and he's having a very hard time doing it. So he turns to this gentleman who had just come out from the rabbi, and he says, "Excuse me, but could you please help me? Please help me with this cart, and please help lift this with me." And the man said, "I'm sorry, I can't do it right now." And suddenly, the gentleman who had been trying to lift the cart, standing in the mud, turned to him and said, "Rabbi," he said, "please don't tell me that you can't. Tell me the truth. Tell me the truth that you don't want to. You can, but you don't want to." At that moment, this rabbi had thought to himself, aha. And he went running back into the wise man. And he said, "You know, really what you told me was true. Everything that we experience has a big lesson for us." He says, "I went outside and I saw the man. As this man, he was trying to change the wheel on his cart. And he said, and when he said to me was, 'Don't say that you can't, but say that you don't want to.'" And I realized that in my life, there are so many things that I said that I can't, but what I really meant is that I don't want to. If I really wanted to, I could have done it. If I really wanted to change myself, if I really wanted to be some better, different person, I could have done it. But I didn't really want to. Maybe I wanted to want to, but I really didn't want to. So that's how he learned. That's how he learned. That's how he learned um, the lesson. That's my
You go on.
more stories. Okay.
No, go on with that. I thought you were going to say
No,
something.
that's the story. That's the story, and I think that that's the lesson of the story is really that, you know, very often we experience things, and we, you know, and it will have an aha moment. There'll be a moment where we really understand and we really get that, um, you know, what a powerful message it is. And in this case, it reinforced the message of the wise man, right? That, you know, that everything that we experience has a meaning, but also that very often, you know, we say we can't do things, and it's really just because we don't have sufficient will, right? We don't want to bad enough, or we don't really want to, right? We kind of tell ourselves that we want to, but we really don't want that, or we want something else, and we can't quite convince ourselves to do that. Um,
Now you can share it out easily. We have someone who wants to come in. However, I don't know if he's set up yet. Let's see what's going on. And maybe Lee, you could help coach him into what he needs to do as far as
okay.
putting up and representing himself better.
Let's see what we can do.
Was. And if he doesn't put on his camera, then I'm going to be putting him back in the white room. Khan Muhammad, you need to put on your camera, please. If you're not going to, we need to put you back in the white room. I get. Okay. Meanwhile, we do have Colleen, who I think is ready to speak with you. And maybe you can have a find out who he is, number one. But after finding out who he is, let's see if he has a comment about what you were talking about.
Okay, nice to meet you, Kalim. Where are you? Where are you from?
Hello, Assalamu alaikum. Hi, how are you? I'm from Pakistan, especially from Peshawar.
From Peshawar. Nice to meet you.
Yes,
So,
thank
what
you.
brings you? Is this your first time to the show?
No, I have been in this show for more than 1 year.
Oh, okay. Very nice. And what do you and tell me a little bit about yourself. Tell me.
Still, I'm a student of charter accounting here in Peshawar, and my father is a farmer with whom I also do farming when I'm in a village. So currently, I live in the city where I'm under my undergraduation, where I have been sent to study. So when I go back to my countryside, so I do farming with my father there, and I have started a little bit of my own business here in
Wait a
Peshawar.
minute,
I rented a
Colleen.
hostel.
Colleen,
Uh,
Colleen, we
yes,
can barely
yes,
hear you.
yes. Can you hear me?
Speak louder. Now we can hear you well.
Uh,
And Lee, don't
is
be
it fine now?
telling people if you cannot
Oh,
hear.
yeah, I can hear him. I could hear him, but
Okay. Can you hear me right now?
yeah, we can
Is
hear
it
you now. No
fine? My
problem.
voice is fine.
Yeah, your voice is fine. Absolutely fine. So
Thank you.
your father
So I
is
have started.
a farmer, and so you're still
Yes,
interested in farming. Would you like to go back to farming?
yes.
Uh-huh. And what kind of things are you growing?
So we mostly we grow up sugarcane, tobacco, wheat, maize. You probably call it corn.
Farm.
So these are the major crops we grow in our farmland, and some kind of vegetable like okra and potatoes, tomatoes, and onion. And besides it, we can also grow some fodder for our animals because we keep some animals which is necessary when you are living at countryside. So we have cows and cows and some sheeps, and also I am very fond of keeping hens and cooks. So I also keep that at home, and I have a dog in my home.
Also,
Uh,
okay. What kind of dog?
it's a small dog, white color. Um, I don't know what exactly its breed name is,
Uh-huh.
but it is medium size white color dog.
Mm. What made you decide to go into accounting?
Um, like it's a field of adventurous. So you are always at the risk, and I it suits me a lot. Like when you are at risk, so you try very hard to tackle the situation. So that's dragged me to the accounting. First, it was not my favorite subject. I was wanting to go to a medical college. So then I became ill and I became a victim of arthritis, so which changed my mind totally. In accounting, you can manage each and everything. So for being of management, I choose this field to manage many things which I have planned in my future for my life and for the community. So that's why I choose accounting.
It's very funny what you said because in America, nobody would ever think of accountants as adventurous. Here, we think of accountants as being very boring. Accounting is like
Uh,
very boring. My
like,
mother was an accountant. I like yours better.
wow.
Adventurous
Um,
accountant.
Yes, these words come to my mind based on a situation. Like when I decided to start accounting as a charter accountant, I decided to make my future. So I told to my mother that I'm not interested in any other subject. I want to go straight to accounting. So many people discourage me that you will leave it in the middle and you will not complete it. Only my mother told me that whichever field you wanna select for your future, you are free to go to that field. So therefore, I select accounting for myself. Um, and so many people discourage me. So I then realized that maybe there is some adventure, like why people go back from accounting, why they don't go forward with the accounting. So that's why I choose accounting.
That's very good. How much longer do you have in your program?
Sorry, I
So
cannot
how much
hear you very well.
how much longer do you have until you are completing your program?
Um, Most probably it will take 1.5 year up to 2 years. I'm very well wishing to complete in the next 2 years. In 2022, I have decided to finish my studies because it is subjected on a schedule. So you have to schedule your own plan, your own paper. You can schedule it on your efforts, like how much you study, how much you are determined to study, and how much paper you can pass in one attempt or in one session. So I have planned on that behalf to complete in 2022.
Mm. And do you have licensing exams at the end of it?
Yes, we have exams. After we done one, like in Pakistan, there are two kind of accountancy degrees which are awarded. One is Pakistani based, like which is called Charter Accounting only. The other one is ACCA, which is from the UK origin. It's called Association of Charter Certified Accountant. So ACCA is consistent on two certificates. First one is Foundation Diploma, and the second one is SCCA Complete Certificate. So when you like in every step, like AFD Foundation Diploma is consisted of 7 papers. You have to pass each and every paper to be promoted to the next SCCA certificate level. So after you finished first 7 paper, you have to go for the next 11 papers, and in between that you can also apply for another degree from UK, where the university name Oxford Brook University. So you will write thesis and you will do a research for them, and they will award you a BSc honor degree. So these are the complete process of our examination and education.
That's interesting. I know I should know this. Is Pakistan part of the Commonwealth still?
Yes, Pakistan
Yeah.
is part of Commonwealth.
Okay. So that makes sense. So does your degree? So if you get the second degree, I mean that is you pass those exams.
Yes,
Can you do accountancy in the UK, for example?
yes, my accountancy is from UK.
Okay. And so does that mean that if you went to the UK, for example, you would be
Yes.
able to do accountancy there?
Yes, like ACCA is registered more than 178 countries. So whichever country you select for your future, for your job, you can go freely there.
Wow, that's really interesting. So that sounds adventurous.
Yes,
There we go. We found adventure.
yes,
Sometimes I don't think people understand what adventure is. So you may have said that and asked that meaning well, but Colin Colleen, I'm sorry it's been a little crazy here today. Doesn't understand what that means. And I know people are having some confusion about what's going on. This is now posted on YouTube because I couldn't go live on Facebook. So guys, if you want to come, I put on in the Facebook link because I can post normally. You do what we normally do. You go to gigglefestuniversity.com, join Carla Live, and you get the link for Zoom and you come. It's very easy. I have Colleen asked me about it earlier today, so I told him. But now I'm telling everyone. And also, when you come on camera, you need, especially if you're a man, you need to have your camera on. And Kam Muhammad, that is why I keep putting you off camera. Colleen, could you? I'm going to bring him in again, and I'm wondering if you could explain it to him in Urdu and see if we could get past this a little. Okay, I'm going to. If he does not put on his camera within a minute or two, I will remove him from the show completely. Okay, let's see.
Han Mohammed, can you hear me? हान मोहम्मद, अगर आप मुझे सुन सकते हैं तो प्लीज़ अपना कैमरा ऑन करें. मैं कार्ला आपको इसलिए बैक स्टेज रखती है कि आप अपना कैमरा ऑन नहीं करते. अगर आप लड़की है तो आप अपना नाम चेंज कर ले और फिर आपको कैमरे पे आने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, कैमरा ऑन करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. अगर आप मर्द है तो प्लीज़ आप कैमरा ऑन कर लें.
And tell him he has to count to 5 to put it on. 1. Tell him that in Urdu.
2, 3, 4.
3, 4, 5. Very good. Thank you.
Okay. I'm going to remove him from the show.
Okay.
We've been trying this for a while now. I won't report it to Zoom, but he's removed. Okay. Because of all this change, I think we're going to be able to be live on the regular channel on Thursday. But please, it's no different. The only thing is we're broadcasting from YouTube. Do what you normally would do. That means you go to the GiggleFest University link. You click on Join Carla. The Zoom link is there, and it brings you to the show. It works. Lee and Colleen had no other instructions on how to get in. Please tell them that. You are not any more special than anyone else.
If I could do it, you can do it.
And that's very true. If we can do it, anyone can do it.
We're old people, okay? So old people, we can't figure out any of this stuff, okay?
But old people can do a step easily because they have the experience, so it will make easier for the youth.
Not with these computers and cell phones, and we use things like pens. What's a pen?
Yeah, exactly.
Typewriters.
Typewriter, yes.
Now, because of this, Lee, my viewership has gone down a little.
Okay.
That's understandable.
Yes.
However, people do come to the show towards the end. And we'll see what happens. Hopefully some will join us. And if not, we will be doing it hopefully on Thursday from Facebook normally and sharing to YouTube. So it'll be the opposite, but it will get done. Yes?
Carla, I want to add some words to you. Like we will do some session on Facebook, and we will then announce in the class, like announce in the meeting that. For example, we do it for 3 or 4 session on YouTube on Facebook. Then we will announce, so we will be shipped to YouTube. Then
I could not do that today, but I think I'll be able to do that on Thursday. Today it wasn't working. I
yes,
I tried before to see if I could go live, and they were telling me again. You didn't know, but by accident, I kicked myself out of Facebook on last Tuesday when I was starting the Mindfulness show. And thanks to the lovely Ozma Tariq, we got me back on Facebook, but because they weren't
um,
sure that it was me on Facebook, I had to wait for them to say, "Oh, you can go live again," to make sure it was me going live. So I've been waiting for them to agree to let me go live again. Do you understand what I said, Colleen?
yes, I very understand very well.
Do you have any questions about it?
Um, like I want to invite some of your students like Barira Ali, Rahin Fatma, Asma Tariq, Awais Hamid. Like we have spent some good time while talking with each other, and your two American fellows like Eva Borison and her sister. So it will add some more value, and more people will be joining. So then it will be again the same situation here in the meeting. So it will
Can
be
you,
more fun and more enjoyment and more conversation and more English learning.
do you want to do that now? And Lee and I can talk while you're doing that.
So I don't have their links, so how could I will be connected with them? So I want you to do it in the next meeting. If,
I have been doing that. I can't make decisions for them to do it, but I can at least attempt to get Maria and Ra- Raheen here. Ava and Olivia have had some family issues that have really taken over for the time being, and actually their granddad is very sick and he lives in the house, so they're dealing with cancer in the house, in their home right now. So I don't push them. However, I can see if I can get Maria and Raheen, if maybe Lee will tell some stories while I attempt to do this. Lee, story. And you
I
can
can,
tell a story while I do this.
okay,
Uh,
well, I can certainly try. I can certainly try.
hey, do you
Uh,
try or do you do?
I know lots of stories. I don't usually run out of stories, so it's not a problem. God knows I have a lot of them.
um,
Um, so share a story.
one, one more thing, Carla, which I learned from you is that you always emphasize is not to try. You always emphasize on the word to do it. You are trying as to remove the word try from our conversations and from our schedule. So it has a very good impact on my mind, on my tasks. So whenever I am trying to do something, so I remove the word try and I say that I will do it. So it is a very encourageous thing.
And when you think that you can do something, then you can do it, and then you do it. And
Yeah.
that's the whole point. So you have it there. You have
Yeah.
the major thing I am going to do.
Yes.
Very good.
Thank you.
So do it. Please do it.
Well, I'm happy. I can share. I can share a story.
No,
Um,
right. Share a story and talk to my friend about it.
okay. Well, I'll certainly do my best. Um, I think of a very good story. Of a good story. Um, mm, I know there's a very nice story about. There was once a wealthy gentleman. He was quite wealthy, and he owned buildings. He owned various buildings, apartment buildings. And in one of these apartment buildings, there was a poor widow, and her husband had passed away, and she had no money, and he kept coming every month. He would knock on the door, and he'd say, "Give me my money." And she said, "Listen, I'm so sorry. I don't have the money right now, but as soon as I get it, I'll give it to you." And he said, "No, give me my money, give me my money." And he would yell at her. And she went to the people in the community. She said, "I don't have the money right now, but I promise I'll pay him as soon as I can." And so they went to him. And so people would go to him and they'd say, "Listen, you really can't do this. She's a poor widow. She can't pay you right now. So if you could just wait a little bit, please, maybe." And he said, "No." He says, "It's my money. I deserve it. Give me my money." So everybody went to him, and finally, they just exhausted all resources. They didn't know what to do. So they went to the local rabbi, who was known as the Berdichever Rebbe. That was his name. And they said to him, "Listen, Rabbi, could you please go and talk to this man? Everybody has gone to talk to him, and to ask him to please leave this poor widow alone. And could you please talk to him?" So he said, "Okay, I'll take care of it." So the rabbi goes to the man's house, and he knocks on the door, and the man opens the door and he sees the rabbi sitting there. He goes, "Rabbi, what can I do for you?" Rabbi doesn't say a word, just stands there. He says, "Rabbi, please come in. Can I get you some tea, something? We'll talk." Rabbi doesn't say a word, doesn't take a step into the house. He says, "Please, Rabbi, what's going on? Why are you here? What's?" Doesn't say a word. And then the rabbi just walks away. And the man is following the rabbi. He says, "Rabbi, what is it? Why'd you come to my house?" Then rabbi doesn't say a word. He follows rabbi across the town, right, following through the streets. And he goes, "Rabbi, what do you want? Like, why do you come to my house? What do you want from me?" And he's getting more and more frantic. And finally he comes to the rabbi's house. The rabbi walks into his house. He walks into his house, leaves the door open, and the man follows it. "Rabbi, what do you want from me?" Finally, the rabbi sits down at his desk, sits in his chair, and he's looking at the man face to face. The man is sitting across from him. And the man says, "Rabbi, please tell me, what do you want from me? What do you want?" And the rabbi said, "When somebody does something that's wrong, there is a commandment that we need to go talk to them, that we should tell them that they're doing something wrong." He says, "But if you know, if you know that no matter what you say, that person is not going to change, you know that no matter what you say to them, they're not going to do anything any differently, then the commandment is to say nothing." He says, "And I had heard that people came to you and they said, 'Stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it.' And you said, 'No, no, 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 no.' So I came to fulfill the commandment of saying nothing to you." And so at that moment, the man realized how wrong he had been, and he stopped pressing the poor widow, and he let her stay in her place without giving her a very hard time. And I love that story because very often, it's first of all, it's really true that, we have an obligation to help each other out. When we see somebody, a friend or a family member who's doing something which is wrong, of course we want to help them out, and we want to give them advice, and we want to help them to change, their ways if they need to. On the other hand, if we know that they're never going to listen to us, right? We just know that never going to listen to us, then maybe it's better not to say anything at all, right? That rather than make it worse. But sometimes, like in this story, we can be a little bit clever, right? Sometimes we can be clever in getting the message to the person, right? In this case, the rabbi, by not speaking, was saying a lot, right? He was communicating a lot just by not speaking, and it really changed the person's heart. So there are lots of different ways that we can change a person's heart. We can change a person's behavior. Um, and not always through words, sometimes even through quiet. Sometimes even through quiet. So
Sometimes even through actions.
what?
Sometimes even it can be changed through actions.
Right, and that's certainly true. I think that sometimes talk is not our most important product. I think about social media, and all of it, talk, 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 and there's so much talk and so little seems to get done. Um, and you know, talking is not necessarily accomplishing so much. It's good. It's good that people talk, and but but a lot of times action is much more powerful, especially in changing other people, right? Being a good model is going to get you a lot further than telling people what to do. People are also resistant to your telling them what to do. People don't like it so much. So, um, so sometimes it's better just to demonstrate best behavior. How's it going there, Carla?
I'm working on getting it out to people because it's so confusing to people right now. It's doing well. Why don't we? Can you tell a story about gratitude?
A story
I mean,
about gratitude. Uh,
yeah.
I'd have to think about that one. I have to think about that one.
And
I don't have one on my I don't have one on my tongue.
okay, what do you have on the top of your head?
On the top of my head. I don't know. I'd have to think about it. I don't know. I have to think about it. I'm very distracted, by the way. If you notice I'm distracted, it's because outside of my window is a tree full of gigantic insects. Um, if those people who live in my part of the country will know that we are infested by these bizarre insects right now. Um, and these insects are really amazing. They live under the ground for 17 years, right? And they live under the ground for 17 years. And after 17 years, over the period of just a few days, billions of them, literally billions of them, right, arise from the ground. They crawl up from the ground after 17 years, and they crawl up a
Wow.
tree, and they shed their skins, and they become this flying insect, right? And then they climb to the top of a tree, and all of them, if you can hear the sound, I don't know if you hear this. I'm going to actually share this because it's amazing what's going on here.
We
You'll
have
hear it in a second. You ready? Listen.
Yes, that's so exciting.
Those are insects. That no that noise,
Wow.
and they're flying all over the place. You can see them, and so they climb up to the top of the trees. They climb up at the top of the trees, and they mate, and they make that noise. That's the sound of the males calling the females, and they mate. They drop their little baby larvae down from the top of the trees onto the ground, and then they die. all of them, every last one of them, they'll all just die. So soon, all these little things are flying around and like they're swarming outside my window. All of them are going to be, they're all going to die. But in the meantime, you can hear the sound. It's just insane. It's so loud. This right outside my bedroom window. So it's very, 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 very loud.
And I am a few miles from him in another apartment building, and I have the same thing all around. Do you
Yeah,
have a pool at your apartment?
a pool? No, no, no. That'd be nice. That'd be really nice.
Carla,
Uh-huh.
uh,
Yeah.
have you met with Lee?
I met him once
Wow.
in person.
Like I so I really like when you make a friend on Facebook and with whom you extend your conversation, extend your relation. Like you become more friendly and you become a friend in real. So I have find here in Peshawar some people, so with whom I send small gifts, and we have developed our own circle. So it's it's a kind of enthusiasm for me. So you get the encouraged to meet strangers, and also you can be encouraged to conversate with strangers. So it's a very good thing for me, and I oftenly do it. I make friends, uh, not the so-called friends. I try to make them in real, and I also give time to each and everyone.
Yeah, I was very happy. This it was maybe two Sundays. No, I guess the Sunday before last. I was invited
Okay.
to a Twitter follower, I hate followers, but a friend's house, a friend on Twitter. He lives not too far away from here, a little bit in the country, and
Okay.
in I think it's Clarksburg, I think it's called. Um,
Oh,
it's really beautiful. Like there's a lot of horses and everything, and he's a Moroccan gentleman, and I met him and his family, and we sat in his backyard, talked about the meaning of life. And this week, a young man from Virginia, also met from Twitter, came up to my neighborhood, and we sat out in a local cafe, and we talked for a couple of hours. So it's really very nice. I love getting to meet people, um, and as you say, it's really great. I mean, that people who you meet online become your real friends,
Yes.
and we've had
Uh,
many of those.
I have one plan for my future. I want to set a platform under the name uh, "Let Love and Peace Be Our Motto." So
Mhm.
for that, I have started to work from now because it will be too late to postpone it on tomorrow. So I decided to start it from now. So therefore, I make uh, friends so that I can understand attitudes of people, so that how to conversate with different people in different situations. So
Mhm.
it's, in my opinion, very good to make different friends from different communities, from different cultures, even from different countries. So, for example, someday I came to America, and if we have some kind of interaction, so it will be very easy for us to take it a bit a step forward. So that's why I make friends.
Yeah, I think I'm always amazed at how incredibly it's so easy now, right? I mean, it's so easy now for us to have contact with people who are so far away and seem so different from us, and we realize that they're not so different from us. We all have,
Yes.
we're sharing a common experience, and we and
Uh,
now we can be in each other's living rooms. Welcome, you know. You can look out my back. You can look out my backyard, right?
Yeah, it's so good. This is my office. All right. Now I'm sitting in.
Mohammed Navid, you need to put on your camera or I will need to put you in the white room. You're a guy, I'm sorry. Well, tell me when your camera is working and I will bring you back. But for now, you're going in the white room. Faiza, how are you? Oh, Faiza, that you're a boy? I thought you were a girl. Open up your. Are you muted? We can't hear you. Say hello, Faiza.
Hello, Naveed.
Say hello. Do you want to explain to him how to do that, please?
Naveed, can you hear us? नवीद क्या तुम हमें सुन सकते हो? Maybe he has some issue, so therefore he is not able to hear us or is not able to converse that.
Okay. In that case, I need to put him in the waiting room. See if
I'm right.
write him a note and see if he can come.
Hi everyone.
Hello, welcome.
Muhammad Naveed Saqib, please put on your camera.
Actually, I am live. Uh, Another screen named Naveed Saqib.
It doesn't matter. He needs to put.
Oh, Carla, now I understand. Like Naveed Saqib and Muhammad Naveed Saqib, they both are the same person. So we can see him on the one screen, but he is beyond on another screen.
So what can
Yes.
you do? Help me out here. I don't know what to
Uh,
do about him.
Actually, my mic is not working, so that's why I used another screen to talk with all you guys.
Okay, and your camera doesn't work on the other one?
Uh, Actually, camera working on both screen, but mic is not working on both. So
Okay,
that's why.
Navi, can you use the one that both work, please?
Uh, uh, s- Sorry, I could not understand what
Can,
you say.
can you use just one screen where both your mic and your camera are working, please?
Okay, I try to use one screen.
Okay, I'm going to put out the screen, the one with the.
Okay, okay.
If someone is. Oh, okay. Takveen and Kazar Iqbal, you need to put on your cameras or I will need to put you in the white room. What happened to him? I thought I was helping him and now he'll be back. Do you want to help them get their cameras on, please? Kaleem, I think they don't understand what to do. Kaleem.
Camera
Hi,
on
my
karen.
friend, excuse me, I'm really sorry to disturb or to say in between. My friend wants to join the meeting, but the host is not letting in. Her name is Farah.
I haven't even
Farah.
seen her. She needs to come back. I would let her in. She is not here. And Takveen, if you're here, you need to have your what? Oh, I'll let her in now. I see her now. But
Okay, yeah, you can get in on.
Hakeem, I'm going to have
Yeah.
to remove you if you do not put on your camera. Can you him understand?
Actually, there is a power cut here and the light is off, so I cannot turn it on. If I turn it on, it would be black.
Your camera isn't working. What isn't working? Colleen, can you talk to him about it?
I'm saying that.
Hakeem,
He says,
Hakeem needs to be quiet for a moment so I can understand.
Carla, he says that he has no electricity, so it will be dark even if he on put on the camera.
Okay. So I'll let him stay because of that. Farah, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi. Do you want to put on your camera? Women do not need to put on their camera.
I want to open the camera.
Oh, please do. That would be wonderful. Meanwhile, I don't want anyone talking, but I do want, except for Colleen, everyone else should be muted. Please explain, Colleen, I need their and I'm going to mute everyone right now except for you. Wait a minute, Colleen, and I will. Colleen, you can unmute yourself. Please explain to them about the camera because they're having problems with it. I think Farah said she wanted to put it on.
फरा, क्या आप मुझे सुन सकती है? आप अपना कैमरा ऑन करें, अगर आप अपना कैमरा ऑन कर सकती है। आप निकाब भी कर सकती है, अगर आप बगैर निकाब के नहीं आना चाहती तो आप निकाब करके अपना कैमरा ऑन कर सकती है, या अगर आप नहीं कर सकती तो अपना माइक अनम्यूट करें और हमें बताएं।
जी, मैं कैमरे के सामने नहीं आना चाहती, बट मैं पूरा पार्टिसिपेट कर रही हूँ।
Okay, Carla, she says that she does not want to come in front of camera, but she will participate totally.
Okay, women are fine. Zara, you're fine without your camera. Sunil and you, Takvim. Oh, Takvim, you're fine. We already spoke to you. Sunil, can you please put your camera on? If you are a man, you need to have your camera on. Or I will need to remove you. Okay, now Mohammed Naveed Saqib, you were the last, you were trying to talk. Let's talk to you now. Kaleem, I want you to stay unmuted because I may need you for the English and Urdu. I'm glad to see people coming, and I don't see Lee smiling, and I'm a little confused by that. Are you okay? All of a sudden, we have a lot of people coming in. Let's start with Mohammed Naveed Saqib. Where are you from? First of all, what do you want me to call you, Naveed?
I'm from Lahore, Pakistan.
Okay. And what do you do in Lahore?
I'm doing a job in bank from last 7 to 8 years.
And do you like that job?
Of course, currently uh, I like my job pretty much.
Why only pretty much? Why not a whole lot? What is it? What's the problem?
In these days after COVID, you know, the economy of every country is suffering a lot. So that's why we are facing very much problem to perform their tasks in such a conditions. So that's why I use the word pretty.
Uh, is your job, are you working from home or are you
Hey, I, I'm working in office, not at home.
okay, you're working in the office.
Yes,
Are you wearing masks or are you allowed to go in without your mask?
uh, with mask.
Okay, now tell me before we go any further, I want, which reminded me I need to call my bank today. Thank you so very much for reminding me about that. I've been meaning to call and I keep forgetting to call, and you made me remember I need to call. Thank you. Um, and the problem is I keep forgetting. Hopefully, I'll remember after the show. Maybe Lee can write me a message reminding me call the bank. But do you have a family?
Yes,
How
I
many
have a family.
are you married?
Yes, I have one kid.
How old is your kid?
It's a 10-month old.
Wow.
10 months daughter. Wow. And do you live in a joint family or do you live alone
Uh,
on your
Traditionally in Pakistan, most of the people living with their parents, brothers and sisters. So in the same way, I am living with my joint family.
Oh, okay. Do you have any brothers and sisters?
Uh, we are five in family.
Are you the
Act-
oldest or the youngest?
Uh, I am oldest.
Okay. I do have a practical question. Did you have trouble getting to the show today? Did you
Uh,
have a problem getting to the show?
what about in
Kal-
listening our conversation? I think so.
Kaleem, help me out.
मोहम्मद नवीद साकिब वो कह रही है आप आज जब शो ज्वाइन कर रहे थे तो क्या आपको कोई मसला दरपेश था शो ज्वाइन करने में?
Not at all. Simply, I get the link and click on it. I joined in couple of seconds. No
Oh,
problem at all.
so it was easy for you to get to the show?
Yes, of course.
Okay, good. Well, that makes me feel better, Kaleem and Lee, because we couldn't
Yes.
figure out why no one was coming, and then all of a sudden everyone is showing up. I'm so happy to hear that. What does your wife work at home or does she work outside of the home?
Sorry, your voice is breaking, so I could not understand what you say. I could not hear properly.
Carla, I think she's frozen. Lee?
Carla froze.
Yes.
It looks like she froze. Yeah. Okay. I guess internet connections are not just a problem in Pakistan; they're a problem here too. So that's the way. That's
The
the way.
whole world is under the trouble of internet. I have a
That's true. That's true. We are all under the great trauma of internet. Yeah, it's true. Welcome back, Carla. We missed you.
yes, welcome
Oh,
back. Carla, you are Muted.
Muted.
Please unmute yourself.
I don't know what happened. It's very weird because I have good internet and I disappeared. So, where's Farah? Farah, what do you want? Can you introduce yourself, please?
Yes, this is Farah from Pakistan.
And where do you live, Farah?
Hyderabad, city Hyderabad.
Okay. Are you married?
No, I am single.
You're single. How old are you, if you don't mind my asking?
24.
Oh, are you going to school?
No, I am in university.
Okay. In our country, when you say you are a student, we call it going to school, whether you are in the university or you're in kindergarten, it's always going to school. Where are you studying? Where do you
Yes,
study?
I study in university.
Okay. What do you study?
I study Islamic studies subject.
Wow.
Wow. Can you tell me a little about them?
Yes, it's related to religious studies
Okay.
to
Tell me.
learn. Yes, yes,
Go
yes,
on. Tell me more.
yes.
So you're
Okay.
studying about
It's
Islam?
about, yeah, it's about to like pillar of Islam, and we know we get knowledge through this education for our related to our religion. I'm from as you know, I am Muslim, so Islamic studies uh, education give us information related to our religion. So
When you finish the course, will you be a teacher of Islamic studies? Will you teach children or maybe or
yeah, yeah. I right now I am teaching. I am teaching Arabic subjects. So right now I am also teaching, and I will be a teacher, inshallah.
uh-huh.
I will be a teacher as Allah knows.
What grade how old students would you like to teach?
Teenagers.
Yeah, me too. I teach teenagers also. Why
Yeah.
teenagers?
Because it's quite easy to understand them, and it's pretty uh, comfortable to teach them.
Yeah, it's true that they start to think like adults, so you can actually talk to them like adults sometimes, which is different than little children.
Yeah. I
In
love students. Yeah.
um, so are religious subjects taught in public schools in Pakistan?
Yes.
Uh-huh. So does everybody take Islamic studies in school?
Yes. It's compulsory subject in every grade.
Uh-huh. Okay. Got it. Got it.
Yes.
Hmm. And that
I would like to add something here.
Who is that? Is it Naveed?
Yes,
Okay.
there is there is a two type of Islamic education offered in Pakistan.
mhm.
The first one is school level, and the second from home. The parents and the local Islamic institution provide the education to children in
Mhm.
very early ages, like uh, 3, 4, 5 years old boys
Right,
go to
right, right.
mosques and learn all Arabic, uh, uh, teach Islamic education there. Then they move out school levels and then learn something else.
Are
It's
those
like
guys with are those men with sticks, or is that no longer? I don't know. In the old
uh,
days, religious education used to be done by you know by people with
Ignorance
sticks.
do that.
Hopefully not with sticks anymore. Hopefully not with sticks. Farah, you don't use sticks, right?
Yes.
We don't hit the students.
Can I say something?
Yes. Yes.
What you
Melody.
yes, what you say?
Um,
What was
like
that?
the first thing which Islam teaches us is about love, peace, and humanity. Like it is prohibited in Islam to beat your student.
I'm
Like
sure that's true.
it is a sin. It is about to commit a sin to
Right.
beat students because they are children. They will make mistakes,
Majini जा रहा हूँ मैं.
and the teacher are there for it um, to make it easier and make it correct for them. So there is nothing at all to beat the small kids.
Yeah. No, that's for sure true. That's for sure true.
But
Um,
the people who do that are ignorant. They are not even the scholars. They are not, and even they are in less value of humanity.
right. I know some people, some people are very, they have traditions, but those traditions may not be Islamic. They may just be cultural traditions of doing things like that. Farah, um, so within Islamic studies, what's your favorite thing to teach? Do you like teaching Quran? Do you like teaching Hadith? Do you like teaching what akhlaq,
Yeah.
uh, ethics? What do you like to teach?
I like yeah, I love to teach Arabic. Basic Arabic,
Uh huh.
yes. And I'm adding another subject is fiqh. Fiqh.
Is what?
Fiqh.
fika.
Fiqh is type yeah, fiqh. It is a type of
Oh, oh,
uh
law.
main problems. Yeah, you can say fiqh is a type.
Social
I
problems.
can
Uh, no, no,
yeah,
it's a
religious
deep understanding. Fika
It's
called
like
deep
yeah, deep
for example,
understanding. Yeah.
like something new occur in the society, so in the community, what will be
Yeah,
the
deep
Islamic
understanding.
rules for that? So that education is called fiqh. Like you have to come up with some suggestions, with some rules which are set by the people under the light of Islamic rules and regulation under Quran and under Hadith. So that is called fiqh.
Oh, that sounds fascinating, right? So applying those traditions, applying those things to modern cases and things like that.
Yes.
That's very interesting. Very interesting. Do kids have a lot of enthusiasm for Arabic? Is it a popular subject?
Yeah, it is very popular subject.
Yeah, they enjoy it. Good.
Yeah, I enjoyed really much, and I learned more and more times.
Mm. Well,
Never stop myself. Yeah,
when did
I
you?
always trying to learn new things. I always trying to learn new things in this field.
That makes you a good teacher. The best teacher is the one who's always learning.
Inshallah, inshallah.
I'll
Yeah.
tell you. I'll tell you something. I was a teacher of religious studies for 25 years, teaching teenagers,
Wow.
and
Oh, mashallah.
and I will tell you a secret. I'll share a secret with you. The
Oh,
secret
really
of teaching
nice.
religious studies. Okay, the big secret. is that your students
Very
are
nice.
not studying the topic, they're studying you. One of the things
Yes.
is that students, when you teach religious studies, your students are watching you very carefully. And what they want to know is whether the things that you're teaching are properly reflected in your behavior. And if you're a good person and if you're kind to them and if you listen to them and you understand them, then they're going to be very receptive. And if God forbid you weren't, they're not going to be receptive at all. Really, they pay an incredible amount of attention to you and not necessarily to what you're teaching. It's a peculiar, I think, with religious studies. In math, it's not like that. In math, you study mathematics, not the math teacher. But in religious studies, you study the teacher.
I disagree a little, but I was
Okay.
a special ed teacher. And I found that because I was kind to them and loving to them, they wanted to learn. Um, if it was just being dry and talking only that subject, they didn't want to learn.
No,
It's
for
how
sure.
you treat your student more than anything else.
Right. The teacher's attitude always has an effect on the way students learn. I think in religious studies, it's a little bit different in the sense that they want to know that you're for real, you know? They want to know religion, they want to know that the religion is really reflected in your behavior. That this is not just that this is something which you really believe deeply, that you really care about, and that really matters to you. It's very important it's very important, especially in today's world where religion is, you know, there's a lot of competition to religion at the moment, right? There are lots of things competing with it, and they need to know that you're the real deal.
Well, I have to admit, when I was taking my humanities course in high school and I was in ninth grade, what brought me to the course was that the teacher, who was also the principal, was very much into caring about his students more so than anything else. And
Mm,
because of that, I begged him to let me into the class.
mhm.
And he finally did, because I came back and I begged him every day. And all of my humanities teachers allowed me in because I was real. I wasn't just a kid coming in. And I wanted to be in their class because they were real. So, anyway, thank you. That's a great insight. You actually told me something that I never thought about, Lee, today.
Okay, well, I'm glad.
Lee
Thank
said
you. Thank
it is
you.
a secret.
Excuse me? No.
Not a secret anymore.
Okay, let's quickly talk to Takveen because I know that I need to get off of here very soon. Takveen, can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, Carla, sure. I'm Takvim. I'm ESL trainer right now, and I have been doing content writing, and I'm recently doing YouTubing as well right now.
Did you say you are an ESL trainer?
Yeah,
So,
I go to an institute nearby my home, and I go there and I teach English. Yeah, and I'm doing my master's from Sindh University of Jamshedpur, and it's not in Hyderabad, it's in Sindh, Pakistan. I'm studying masters. I'm studying linguistic, doing my master.
Takveen, we need to talk. Can you please?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to talk to you about the Ministry for English Literacy. Could you please send me a message on the Speak English Language page? And
Okay,
what?
yeah, I would
Yeah,
definitely do that. Yeah, I know I have been joining your shows but for some work and there was a big gap. I could not join. Recently, I found your this show by a friend. She sent me this link and I hurriedly joined it.
To be honest, there were a few months when I could not go live on Facebook and we did
Yeah.
not know what to do. And finally, we figured I've worked with Rayhan's team to get me back on Facebook. And then last Tuesday, I was beginning our Mindful program, and I
Okay.
accidentally pushed myself off of Facebook, and I got off again. I think I'm allowed to go live again, but I had to prove that I was the real me instead of being hacked, and it took 8 days for them to trust that it was me again
You
because my
have been great.
friend,
You have been great.
yeah, it was a real mess. And this time I did it, and I was like, oh my gosh, and I'm kicked off of Facebook Live. What am I going to do for my show? But Takvim, I really, really do want to talk to you, and we need to set something up. And we could actually do
All right.
something this
Okay. That
week. I will
I
make
am with
sure.
you. I am with you. Yeah.
Great. Please, please
On
send me.
every state, I'm with you because I learn a lot of things from you, and I've been learning it, and I keep following Rihanna Lavala and his team, and I have lots of friends of him as well, and I follow you, and there are other people like you. Shaba Shams is there. I think you know that Shaba Shams.
Oh yeah. Are you one of Rayhan's
I
friends?
am a friend of her. I am a friend of her. I'm your friend on Facebook. I'm friend of most of the people from Rihanna Lavala team.
Are we friends on Facebook already?
Yeah, we are.
Do me a favor. I want you to send me
Okay.
a message on Messenger,
Okay.
and
I'm gonna
I
do it right
will
now.
I will definitely look for it because I need a lot of help getting
All right.
them.
I'm gonna do that all. You don't worry. Don't you
this,
worry about it.
this is great information. I'm excited that you came, but it took you a long time to come live.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, the problem is that I've been busy in other things. My father had not been good in condition, and he's sick. And tomorrow we have appointment. I'm gonna carry him to a doctor in CMH. CMH is handed by, sorry, CMH is a hospital which is, I think, dealt or run by government or army. Actually, my brother is in army, and the medicines are free, and they asked us. Actually, we carried my father there, and there would be a free operation. He's having some problem in his stomach and his liver. He's a bit injured. I think there's a problem in liver.
Okay,
Are you
please.
getting me?
Yeah, I hope he must be really sick.
Yeah, he is. He was
Oh,
fine, all fine, just 3 months back, but after 3 months, he's so weak now. He cannot even stand now on his foot.
can you do me a favor and also think about talking to a few holistic doctors as well as the typical hospital doctor?
There is a big difference. There is a big difference.
Right. and that may work better than the hospitals.
Yeah,
That's
you're
my
right.
perfect.
We are doing every part that we can do,
Good.
and we are approaching all the people, as you just said, holy people. You mean my father goes to a priest, and he's a imam of masjid. I think you know about that. Are you shaking
Yeah.
hands?
I was waving to Iman and she didn't
Okay, okay,
see it.
okay. He said that you children must take care of him and be with him every time, every second whenever he needs. We are with him, and
Good.
we are supporting him, doing our best to help Ed and getting him to a doctor every day when he needs, when the condition goes hard and severe. Yeah.
Excellent. But you and I really need to talk. So can you do that?
Yeah, we are gonna talk. I'm with you. I'm gonna send you messages. You just said, and you just need to check it. I know there are lots of people gonna send you messages, and I don't know if you just check them all, if you check all the messages or not, but I'm gonna definitely send you a message, and you're gonna check it.
I,
Okay?
to make you feel better, I do check all my messages. If you send me just a message
That's
that says
great.
hi and you don't say anything else, I do not check it because there's nothing for me to say.
Yeah, you're
Say,
right. Yeah.
hi, I am Takvim, and you have a little more there, then I respond because I get so
Okay. Okay.
many messages. And I'm being honest, that's a secret of mine.
Okay.
If you just, I
every time
mean,
if I every time if I send you a message, there would be a detailed thing that I want to discuss. I won't just say hi or hello or whatever, and I would completely write a message. Okay.
yeah. And there are people I know who can do that because I know who they are. But if I don't know you, I don't know what you want. And I
Yeah,
have
you're
so
right.
many. Anyway, I do need to say hi to the Iman, and I want Lee to
Okay.
say hi to her because Lee hung out and I didn't plan it. And then we are going to go off air, but please, Takvim, it's really important for you to do that.
I'm going to do it right now.
Okay. You
Between the
can,
call, between the meeting, between the show, I'm gonna send you the message. Okay.
great. And
So
you
I
should
won't miss a thing.
stay,
Okay.
and you should stay and listen because you learn by listening.
Yeah. 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 I'm on the show. I'm not going out. I'm here. I can send the message.
Great. Let's say hello to Iman.
Okay.
Hello, Carla. How are you?
Iman, you are very, very lucky because I was planning on being off of this show like 20 minutes ago. However, because we had people coming so late, I stayed around. So, Iman, say hello, introduce yourself, and I want you to talk to Lee.
Okay. Hello to everyone. I'm Iman Nasser and I'm from Pakistan, Gujarat, Pakistan. I'm a student of bachelor's with honors in design and I'm an artist. This is all from my side.
You're an artist. What kind of art do you do? What kind of design?
Actually, now I'm in a foundation year and soon I will be in textile or graphic designing. I will choose
Graphic design.
major in graphic designing or textile design.
And when you're done with your education, what would you like to do?
Actually, I personally want to do business. I'm interested in business.
So what, if you could do any business, what business would it be?
It must be of. Uh, Actually, I'm starting today class for business since 3 days or must be 1 week. It is networking, network marketing.
Network market. So would you like to do, are you interested in
In
internet marketing or market?
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
And do you want to use your graphic arts and things like that
yeah.
to, uh-huh. And what kind of
I will
products
build
do you
my
think you would
business.
market?
What did you say? Sorry.
What kind of things would you like to market?
Um, Actually, I didn't get you. What do you want to ask?
Ah, okay. What sort of things, so if you want to do marketing, so what sort of things would you like to market? What kinds of products would you like to market?
Um, if I will go with the fashion designing, it must be the dresses are yeah, this
Ah, so you do fashion design?
yeah,
Have you designed fashions before?
no.
No?
Actually, I'm still learning,
Still
in
learning.
learning process.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It would be interesting. Is there a big, are there a lot of fashion designers in Pakistan?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
You
Are
can
people
see.
very, are you very fashionable? Do you like to wear, do you like to wear nice things?
Actually, actually, personally, I'm not.
No, 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 a little
No,
bit. No. Uh-huh. So how
I'm
can you
quite
be?
a simple person. Even I don't wear makeup or any kind of um, dresses. That is worse.
So,
I do like simple things.
uh-huh. So how come? How? Why?
Why? One could be the reason that I have no time for these things.
True.
I think
It takes a lot
I
of
have
time.
a lot of yeah. I have a lot of work to do. I am not only a student. I do social work. I also working for a program. I also do involved in other activities. So I don't have time. I think for this.
Ah, okay. What kind of social work do you do?
Actually, I do volunteer work for the orphans and the needy ones
Oh, that's very nice.
who really need yeah.
Very nice. So how old are the children?
The children that are orphans,
Mm-hmm.
they are of different ages. We visited an orphanage, but I do also work uh, by online. If there is any case, people are come to me, then I will solve the cases.
Oh, very
My,
nice. Very nice. Um, are there a lot of, are there a lot of orphanages in Pakistan? A lot of places for to take care of children?
yes, there is.
I know the Edie Foundation is very famous
Yeah,
as a place where they have orphanages and places for older people,
Edi,
hospitals. All
Jiba,
that.
Mawa's home, and a lot others.
I think people don't know that actually that Pakistan is actually home to some of the biggest humanitarian efforts in the world. Mr.
Yeah,
Edie and the Edie Foundation is that is a very huge effort to help people. Very impressive.
I never
yeah.
knew
You
that.
will be surprised to know. Sorry.
Go on. I am telling Lee that I never knew that. I'm
Yeah.
very happy to hear that.
Actually, you're surprised to know that in our one province, Sindh, there is no ambulance that is provided by the government or any organization that is working for the dead bodies if there is any issue or case. But the CHIPA and the EB, these two organizations that are working there for the humans. No government can are doing anything for them.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. All the ambulances and all
Mm.
the pickup for dead bodies is all done by private, by, well, not by private, but by foundations. Well, that's very impressive.
That is.
Yeah, recently we also sent ambulances of EB to India for the help.
Okay, so you can forget the makeup. You're very busy. I understand. So you don't have to worry about the makeup, fashions. It sounds like you're very busy being a student,
Mm.
social
Yeah,
work, all these things. Lady, later when you
yeah,
become lazy like me and old, then you can worry about all that stuff. But now don't worry. Now don't worry about it.
yeah.
Anyway, I hate to do this, but it is time to go off of Facebook. I am thrilled to have you, to have been able to speak to you people today. Takvim, can you show your face again, please? I don't know what he's doing, but he needs to know that when he's at the show, his camera must be on. We want to see those handsome eyes. So please don't do that again. I let you get away with it once, but if people begin to come in and a lot of people are here, I would kick you. I would put you in the white room. And you don't want to go to the white room.
I've never been to the White Room, but I'm terrified of it. I don't know what they do in there. There are giant monsters in the White Room. I'm sure of it. I
I'm
don't
not
know.
sure what's in there, but they're not on camera.
No, I'm going for monsters. I think they're giant monsters or
they
dangerous
may,
fish. I don't know.
maybe they are, but what it is to me is a room where people are not on camera and they're just sitting there waiting for
Oh,
me to bring them in,
really?
and they don't put their camera on.
Horrible.
So I put them back in the white room and I don't speak to them.
Y'all can feel free to add me on Facebook. Come say hello. Feel happy to hear from you. Just say hi. And
So with that, I will be
Japan.
back Thursday. Hopefully, I will be live on both Facebook and and um, can't even talk, and YouTube. We'll see how it works. But I am thrilled to be with you guys now. It is time to end the show. I'm so sad too. And we will talk again. And with that, we will wave goodbye. Everyone wave goodbye. And
Goodbye, Carla.
go
Goodbye,
off
listeners.
air. You guys don't